Welcome to Planet Marzipan podcast,
your fish and Marillion podcast,
where we talk about all things in the planet of Marillion and fish. I'm Mezza, and here's my mate,
Craig Houston.
Right, shall we go into it? You ready?
Let's go into it.
Let's go into it with
both
eyes open and
guns blazing,
guns blazing, and
eyes crossed and stuff.
Yeah, trousers down. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? I mean,
you've got the right level there, man. You've got exactly the right level, but yeah.
For this, I put my jogging pants on. I'm not just sitting in my boxer shorts, so you're privileged.
You don't know what I can see right now.
Yeah, we found the level already.
Yeah, we've hit the right level there, yeah. Okay. Well, hello, welcome to Planet Marzipan. If he's left that in, you know exactly where I'm going with this. As you're well aware, I'm Mezza, and I'm here with my good friend.
If he hasn't left that in, you won't believe the filth that was coming out. Oh, my word. God.
That's why we have explicit ratings.
Absolutely, yes.
And as you can hear, we've got some guests today. We are joined by Sharon Martin from Candacraig.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Thanks
for coming on the podcast. Because we are a Marillion podcast, as you're aware, the first question I have to ask you is, how and when did you become fans of Marillion?
Well, we were actually fans before we met back in '92, so back in the dark ages.
Yes. It wasn't Marillion that brought us together, though. In case you were looking for some kind of romantic
no, not in this
story
case.
there. No, I think I was aware of Marillion through just watching Top of the Pops and the Rundown, but I don't recall ever hearing anything from the first three albums. The first I ever heard of Marillion was when I was on a summer residential course, and someone was playing Clutching at Straws.
Right.
And I was just immediately taken back to when I used to share a bedroom with my brother, who was 10 years older than me. And I was brought up with the sound of like Dark Side of the Moon and all that kind of stuff. And it just suddenly made me think. I immediately thought of Dark Side of the Moon with all these sound effects, because there's quite a lot of sound effects on that album.
Yeah.
And I just thought this was fascinating. I loved the album cover. I thought it looked really interesting. And the lyrics were just fantastic, absolutely magnificent. And that's how I got started.
And how old would you have been at that point?
I would have been 80. So that was the summer of 87. So it was just before my 17th birthday.
That's all right. And Sharon, what about yourself?
Again, I was aware of Marillion, but I was aware of the singles, and then it was about. I loved everything from Clutching at Straws that I heard, but I didn't. Funny enough, I didn't buy the album. I didn't buy a Marillion album until Season's End,
right?
And I was hooked from there.
Yeah.
Didn't see him live. You'd seen him live before, didn't you?
Yeah, but not with Fish. I'd never seen it.
No.
Obviously, because they split up pretty much soon after Clutching.
You've seen the Holidays in Eden tour, hadn't you? Well,
I'd seen. Yes, it was the Holidays in Eden tour. Yeah,
but we didn't see them together until the 10th anniversary, Wembley.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we were all there.
We were all there. Yes, yeah.
Yes. We're so far back in the goals, we didn't even notice age.
I didn't know that was a surprise to me when I heard that.
Yeah,
I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, we could just see a tiny dot where we were in the cheap seats, I think. Yeah,
it was a good show, wasn't it? It was.
It was great. Yeah. Yes. I think we were waiting a long time for them to come on, because there were two supports that night. There was
Cry No More and Mike
Peters.
Peters.
I've forgotten his name.
Mike Peters.
Yeah,
that was
the poets.
And Mike Peters and the Poets
The Poets of cabbages or something.
Yeah.
I can't
Courts
remember.
of
what it
Justice, I
was.
remember.
Votes
it,
of
yeah.
justice.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yes, and then two chaps. I can't remember who they were.
Cry no more.
Yeah.
Who?
They're called Cry No More.
Oh right, okay. I just remember because I think we were all expecting Marillion to come on, and then these two chaps came on, and he said, "Hello, hello, Wembley," and I think everyone went. And so the reply was, "Thank you for that stupendous welcome." And I think immediately everyone just warmed to them straight away, didn't they? You know, because
They were filthy and brilliant.
yes,
Well,
yeah.
but
Well,
that,
in later years, they got them on at one of the Marillion conventions as well. So they went
did
down very
they?
well there. Yeah.
see, we missed all that because we drifted away, didn't we? Sort of at the end of the 90s after this Strange Engine, and we didn't really properly come back to the fold for a good number of years. We've been
Yes.
playing catch up in
Yeah.
those years.
Yeah, I think Marbles.
Yeah,
We
Marbles
came
might
back
be.
to them with Marbles.
Yeah, and then we
yeah.
saw that sort of like, oh yeah, and then we were so poor at that point. We couldn't afford to buy
We
albums.
just
or
couldn't
get to see. I think in a
couldn't
way,
go to gigs.
in a way, we're probably lucky that we weren't still sort of like really closely following the band because we would have been gutted to have missed all of that
Yeah.
stuff. But
I think food's a better choice, though. I understand.
oh, yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Occasionally, yeah.
And if I was to ask you for a favorite album now by the band, could you name them, or is it going to be an album we're going to talk about shortly?
I cannot choose between Clutching at Straws and Brave.
Right.
Brave has got the edge for me.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Closely followed by maybe Season's End or Now Before It's Dark, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing how good an album that is so far into the career, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can-
And God bless them. I mean, still out there just creating new fantastic music.
Yeah.
And continuing to drain our bank balances on a
Yeah, there is that.
Well,
regular basis.
Damn them! How dare they?
That standing order's still there, yeah. And on to Candacraig now then. How did you two meet in the first place?
Well, we met, as I say, back in 1992, doing a play together because we were both actors. Wrote music together, but didn't really do anything about it until 2019, really, wasn't it? Just before lockdown, we thought, we've got a load of songs here. What did we do something about them? And started recording. And then when lockdown happens, that allowed us to do more. There were a little bit of hiatus because
by 2016 we'd made the step to becoming professional musicians.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We were playing as steps in various bands,
playing other people's music,
other people's music.
Hired guns basically for whatever would pay, which was great. But yeah, it was like let's do our own stuff as well.
Yeah. So what sort of cover bands were you in?
90s dance anthems.
That's the main thing for you, wasn't it?
Got an outfit called Ultra 90s or Fresh 90s, and then a lot of ABBA.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of ABBA, and that still pays the bills. Yeah, we play a lot with an ABBA tribute and the odd little sort of rock. 80s rock outfit and also Filthy Songs as well, but that's another.
Yeah. Sharon has an alter ego called Violet Hugh who sings what shall we say, cheerful ditties for the filthy minded.
They're completely clean.
No, they're not.
Nothing dirty.
It sounds like something that's right up our street door, John.
Yeah.
Completely
She just said there's nothing dirty about teabagging.
Out of context. But yes, they are very filthy songs. And so, we got lots of different musical hats.
Dogging on the Downs.
Yes.
May I use your back passage?
Lady Garden.
Lady Garden.
Yeah,
Come into my Lady Garden.
There's 3 albums worth of this filth.
Yeah.
I think we need to get you on at a Marillion convention. I think you go down a storm.
And also, your earlier message about the you now covered in ginger cat hair. I mean, you can just imagine where that went.
Well, I didn't say ginger pussy hair, so you're fine. So.
No,
that would have sent it off the scale.
Oh dear. Did I read on the website that you used to be in a Floyd tribute as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yeah, we
Short-lived,
we
but yeah.
formed our own Floyd tribute. Yeah, it was short-lived because it was like herding more cats. Yeah,
Yeah.
just taking so long to get people in the same place. Shall we have a rehearsal next week? Oh, I'm off to San Francisco. Oh God, oh,
It
what
was
about the
80
week
piece band,
after?
yeah.
Oh, well, I'm off to Dominican Republic. All these people going to these fancy places. Where are we going? Whitby.
Yeah. Pretty much. Nothing wrong with it, B.
Nothing wrong
Nothing
with
wrong with
Whitby,
it, yeah.
No, there
there's
isn't. No,
not
No.
many palm trees.
No,
Yeah.
no. But
a lot of steps. A lot of steps in Whitby.
lot of
A
stuff.
lot of steps. I thought
Yeah.
you were talking about the band there for a
No, no, no,
I
no.
went there as well. Different age.
Don't
Yeah.
think they'd fit in at the goth weekend, would they?
moment.
Really?
No. Well, you might be surprised. It was like it was a dream come true really to do, because at the end of the day, I mean, David Gilmour's the whole reason why I started playing guitar.
Right.
I've just all my life I've tried to create a sound like David Gilmour and still trying. But it was great to do that, and I'd love to do it again sometime as well.
Knowing now what we know about, how you can employ depth musicians like us and various different people, we can have a different roster. You don't have to have the same musicians all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a revelation, and we know a lot more about tech now and lights and Q labs and click tracks and all that sort of stuff that we've learned over the years. So, yeah, we could employ that into great effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your first album is Thunder
Thunder
of
of
Whispers,
Whispers.
is that right?
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
And that's the one that you completed during lockdown.
Yeah, that's the one we completed during lockdown. Well, we sort of did one version of it, and then lockdown hit, and we thought actually we could do this a lot better. And then I got ill. I got bowel cancer, so that
Oh.
sort of took me out of action for
Wow.
a little while. But 4 years in remission now, so it's all good.
Fantastic.
And then we got some money from Help Musicians to re-record that and to employ a sound engineer and producer to get it sounding how we wanted it. And then re-released it, and then the second album came about 2 years later.
Yeah, I thought whilst we were recording the first album, we actually already had written a few of the songs for the second album, hadn't we? I mean, I think there were at least 3 that we'd already written.
Because the first album took 25 years, but the second one took 2. So.
Yeah.
Second album syndrome, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it wasn't too bad, and we already got stuff for the third album. Yeah, sort of bubbling away underneath.
Yes, yeah.
Which is going to be a concept album in true prog.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Your second album came out in 2024, didn't it? It's this year.
that's right. Yeah,
Right at the
And
beginning.
that's lit by lightning.
by lightning. Yeah, there's a weather-related theme in pretty much all of them at the moment, which was completely unintentional.
No, you say it was totally intentional, is what you're supposed to say.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
It's a weather concept album.
The title of the next album is also weather related, and that's going to be called Jack Frost's Wedding Day.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Sounds intriguing.
and that's accidental as well.
Yeah, that was because it's written about. It's a one-woman play that I wrote back in 99, 2000, and we thought this would make a great concept album. So we dug it out on the floppy disks, and thought actually, we could do something with this. So
If Violet Hugh's going to have a data storage, it's definitely a
floppy.
floppy disk. Yeah.
But surprising to John, because when it comes to prog, and I tend to run completely in the other direction. And but I listened today to Lit by Lightning, and I loved it. So there you go.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'll be listening to it again later on.
Yeah,
So
it's really good.
That's to you, Transatlantic. See.
Yeah.
Have you got a favorite track? We always like to know.
We and John were just
You didn't know the name of it, did you?
Yeah, there's the one that's it's near the end. It's the upbeat political one.
Oh, Crow Harvest.
That's the one. Absolute. That's
Right.
it's a proper sing along.
Right.
But yeah, it's good. I like it because it's modern prog. I mean, you take a lot of digs at social media and people liking, subscribe and hitting. Yeah.
Yes.
brilliant. Oh,
He doesn't
like
normally react like this. It's unless we talk about Marillion or fish.
we'll take that.
You're very honoured. You're very honoured.
But yeah, so for some reason as well, I listened to Fortune Favours the Brave about 3 times on the way walking back from work. So there you
Oh,
go.
right. Okay.
Good
Was that
stuff.
by accident or
No, like no, there you go.
did it? We did enjoy that one actually.
It's lovely playing with a 5-piece band, which is a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of reasons why.
it's a full banner, yeah.
And we did that live. And yeah, the whole reason was we wanted to try and get a very. We were recording it at a studio called Trapdoor Studios in Bradford, and he uses
2-inch tape.
2-inch analog tape to
Wow.
record.
Okay.
So we thought we'd go proper old school and we'll just record the whole thing, all the band together, just like in the old days.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Into old days, yeah.
it was just fantastic, really,
Yeah.
to do it that
Brilliant.
way.
Yeah, we can't wait to get play that with a full band when we do the shows. I think because it's going to be one of those ones that really rocks out with
It was almost like being in a proper band.
It was
Almost. So it's funny. I can see the reactions that when this episode goes out. Go, Craig, what's wrong here? Yeah, you enjoy the prog album, and also it's not really. It's spooky prog. It's really cool.
Can we ask a little bit about the origins of the name? Because there's a really nice piece on the website about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Give us a
Fantastic
potted
story.
version of that.
Okay, so basically, my dad was born in Burma, and was half, but he's no longer with us. He was half Burmese, and that during the war, Second World War, the family evacuated Rangoon, where they were living at the time, and they escaped to up north, trekked through Burma up north to Michener Airport, but they didn't get there before the Japanese overtook them. And they were sort of like all brought and occupied in a town in Burma called Mamio. And so they effectively lived out the rest of the war in Mamio, and eventually they were all put into a prison camp, which was an old army barracks. And so they remained in Mamio for the rest of the war and the time after the war. But what happened was, because Burma had been completely devastated during the war, houses bombed, people forced to leave their homes. When you returned to a home, you would find somebody else already living there. They'd already taken possession of it. And so my family moved about several different homes, but in the end, my aunt, she'd married a doctor who became a regional health inspector for the World Health Organization, which was formed about 3 years later after the end of the war. And he got this really large house called Upper Fold. Now, Upper Fold was opposite this rather nice establishment called Candacraig. And Candacraig was what was called a chummery, which is because there would be lots of Europeans in Burma, mainly British, because obviously it was a colony. And they would be overseeing like teak industry, tires, oil, all those things that Burma had to offer. And most of that would be happening in the south of the country, which was really hot. So they would go to these hill stations like Mamio, which were a lot more temperate, and they would spend the summer there, and they would play cards and chess and tennis and all these other lad-like things to do.
In
and
the
these
colonies.
places were called chummeries, and Candacraig was a chummery.
Wow.
Now, come forward to 1999, I think it was, or 2000, the British government offered an ex gratia payment to all former British POWs. And my dad was granted £10,000 as compensation for having been in prison during the war. And he used that money to pay for all of us to go to Burma for a kind of sentimental journey. And oh God, it was the holiday of a lifetime. It really was. I mean, the amazing things that we did. You know, and Burma back then probably still is now as well. It was like going back in time. Because obviously they closed themselves off. The regime there was really quite harsh, and they'd closed themselves off from the rest of the world. So it was like this little kind of time warp, you know, that had not been touched by the rest of civilization. And it was just magnificent experience. And we actually found long lost relatives, old family friends, and we actually spent a week in Candacraig.
Because it was a hotel at that
It was
point.
a hotel at that point. We were the only people staying there, our little group of people, and we were guarded each night by Gurkhas. I don't know whether we were being guarded by outside forces or whether they were guarding us from spreading the evil West.
Who was protecting who from who?
But
yeah, it was wonderful.
It was such an incredible experience, you know, emotionally as well. So when it came to forming the band, Candacraig seemed like a good name to take. We later found out that it actually means, it's Gaelic and it means head of the rock. And as we're in rock, well, that seemed like a good
works
name.
on more than one level, yeah.
And also because my surname is Nichols, so we assumed that there was some Scottish ancestry.
There isn't.
So we thought, oh, that would be good. Until I think it was this year, I was up in Scotland and I thought, you know what, I would really like a Nichols kilt, you know, the Nichols tartan. So I went into a kilt shop and said, how much for a Nichols tartan kilt? And they said, oh no, there's no Nichols. No, it's French.
Oh well. Probably saved about 600 quid, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Saved your kilt.
So I was very disappointed then.
Yeah,
Well,
I remember looking. Yeah, I remember looking for the Houston family kilt because it's related to the McDonald kilt, but there's actually a proper Houston tartan kilt, and it looks like Rupert the Bear's trousers. So it's like, no, it's not. So it's like, no, that's not happening.
That would be a yellow one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's
yes,
yeah. But yeah, the trip to Burma must have been something and a half, especially for your dad for stuff like that. I know I had one of my dad's uncles was a prisoner of war in Burma.
Really?
Alec after World War II, and he came back just a shell of who he was previously.
Yes, yeah.
And you know, he was skin and bone and never the same. And I think a lot of people in the younger generation, who, you know, but once you get past like 50 or 60, you know, they don't know any of these generation of people who actually went through, and you know, the campaigns over there and stuff, and you know, especially for the civilians living over there, you know, just horrific. But
it is called the Forgotten War, and the reason I put that post up was because I'd realised we'd gone through VJ Day, and there was nothing, absolutely nothing to commemorate it. And at the end of the day, I mean, VJ Day is the end of the war.
So yes, yeah. I mean, VE Day is like, you know, 3 months earlier. So yeah, so I mean, you've got it's well, next year, you know, you're going to be hitting the
it'll be the 80th
anniversary next August. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Thanks for giving us that. Oh, it's a fantastic story. It really is. Just to pull things back to Marillion a little bit, I was again, things that I've discovered on your website, just doing a bit of searching around. On your live stream that you did, was it the end of 2022? You did a version of Sugar Mice, I think, didn't you, on there?
Ooh.
On the live stream?
It's a live stream. Yeah, there's the one where your guitar sounded really weird because you plugged in something wrong, but yes.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it sounded quite good. So
I prefer to forget about it. But yeah, there
It
was
was
some.
great live, but unfortunately, when
Yeah,
up,
it was that the. It wasn't the jukebox, the request one, was it?
yeah,
Because
it
we
was like
did
an
do one where people
influences.
send their. No, it was influences.
Yeah,
So I particularly remember doing message in a bottle. Oh God, that sounded awful. What it was, I think, because I had like a stereo chorus, and in order to do the live stream, we had a connection. I can't remember the
yeah.
way it was all wired
But
up.
there's a right and a wrong way
But
to
what
do
it
it.
meant was that it was going through only from one side. So all you were getting was the left-hand side of the chorus. And obviously for a chorus to sound nice, you need both sides.
yeah.
Otherwise it's going to sound either flat or sharp. And in this case it sounded flat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah.
we all thought it sounded great at the time, but then we listened back and thought,
It was the most amazing thing you've ever heard. You know,
Well, I think
Yeah,
that
you wouldn't
version of Sugar
believe
Mice
how
sounded
good it
rather
sounded.
nice in the middle of it.
oh,
So,
good.
Thank you.
the other thing that I found, or I think it's on your website, is the version, the duo version of the title track of Brave.
Mm. Yeah, we had to play around with that with using loopers and stuff.
Yeah.
We had this idea that we were going to do it. Never thought we'd ever really get around to it, I think.
Yeah.
But we thought, well, what can we do as a duo? And we thought, yeah, well, let's loop. There's a long section where, you know, it's the same chords. So we thought, yeah, let's give that a go with voice and guitar.
So we were experimenting with looping, and we were also experimenting with video projection as well, because we did have the scrim for that one, didn't we?
Yeah, it's something that Marillion themselves have actually. We didn't find out until after, not until I was like listening to Corona Diaries.
TCD's fine on it. Lucy's not here at the minute. She won't tell you off.
He talked about it. I think he covered it in one of his later diaries, and it was about the time that we were experimenting with it as well, which is basically a scrim in front of the screen.
Yeah,
and this all happened at a time, when we'd sort of drifted away from the band and weren't watching them.
Right.
And they experimented with this basically like a gauze at the front.
And they lit it. Yeah, I mean Stephen Wilson did it. I don't know, about 10 years ago as well on one of his tours, where the projection on the really fine gauze, it's a really good effect. I think
it's a really cool effect. It was just such a balls ache to actually set up. So we did it for our album launch, and then we decided this takes too long. We need a bigger budget and a bigger crew.
For a small little outfit for us.
We had big ideas.
Yes, yeah.
But we still use the projections at the back.
Still using back projections.
Making all our videos ourselves, and that's going to be an important part.
I was really pleased with how that came out, though. Just with the loop. So we were looping. I had so I was playing the little acoustic motif that was looped. Didn't have a bass, so I just played the bass line on my guitar, and that was looped, because obviously they never changed throughout that whole middle section. And then you were using a vocal looper, weren't you?
Yeah, to get all the harmonies and stuff.
To get the harmonies, and I was doing the uilleann pipe sound using my Ebo.
I do have
to say
some uilleann pipes,
but I have to say, I think that was it 69 quid. Best 69 quid ever spent.
Yeah,
best bit of fun ever in Ebo.
They always use the track bit, don't they, on the sample for the uilleann pipes, and I've always wondered, I wonder whether Rothers has tried doing it on the guitar instead. So you did it instead.
I did it, yeah.
And,
it's a really interesting version.
Oh, thank you.
I'm assuming. I mean, the other thing is, you put out a teaser. I'll go back a step. You've got some gigs coming up, 3 special gigs where you are. The first half of the set is you guys doing your own stuff with a 5-piece band, I presume, and then the second half is a retelling of the Brave album.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about how that came about?
Well, it was mainly because of the frustration that we found that, we are a 2-piece and it's difficult to do what we want to do and recreate our sound.
That's just two
of us. So we end up doing a lot of acoustic stripped back stuff, and then everyone thinks, oh, they're like an acoustic folky band, and we thought, well, yeah, it's part of it, but it's not the whole story. And so we thought, well, well, we did book out the Portland Arms with a 5-piece band, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we knew we were going to lose money because we had about 7 people in.
So just need to say, when we say a 5-piece band, that includes us.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not 7.
Yeah,
There's not 7.
It's not a 7-piece. It's
Yes.
us and
Full of
3
good.
other people. Yeah.
And ironically, the night before, still Marillion were playing, which
Right,
we were
yes.
in town hoping to get tickets, but they'd sold out because we'd seen them before, and we were hoping to see them again. But we thought, well, yeah, tribute acts, whatever they are, we'll always pack them in. We've played to thousands of people with Planet ABBA and various different people. And so we thought, well, there must be a way of combining the two, and to get bums on seats and pay the wages of the people that we need to pay. Obviously, we'd nice to pay ourselves as well, and see if we can
That'll
actually
be the day.
Yeah, that's why we still play a lot of ABBA. But obviously, playing ABBA first, would not work with Candacraig, because our songs are pretty, typical prog fare about the end of the world and domestic abuse, and so it was never really going to go down with something
Not
like
about
ABBA.
dancing queens.
No, exactly.
no.
So not yet.
Well, Marillion did do money.
They
back in
did.
the day,
Yes.
so
I've seen the
so
video.
don't knock it because your prog fans, they love it. They love a bit of ABBA.
And apparently Lynetta is a big ABBA fan as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
Yes,
So I must
So-
say, he actually chose a Frida song and not an Agneta song. So he should have been wearing a dark wig and not a blonde one. But anyway, that's
Yeah. But we
by the by.
have seen Still Marillion do some Take That songs as well. So
Oh, I missed that.
yeah, it happened.
They did a maiden one, didn't they? I think.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, Martin throws a bit of
Back
a
for
bit
good
of
and stuff,
bruising
innit?
when he can.
I've yet to see Martin don the pigtails and do Brave yet, but I did.
Yeah.
Give him time.
I don't know if I
Give him
need
time.
that image right now. Martin's lovely, and he knows I don't need that image in my brain right now. But thanks for that.
So that was sort of also half the reason why we wanted to do Brave, because we thought, well, there's scope for, well, it's going to be a vanity project, let's do it because we want to do it, but also
because we love the album.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
love the album.
And we thought, well, if we're going to do something that's going to get bums on seats, so I mean, it's niche, but we know there's an audience that'll come and see that, because as fans ourselves, if we saw this advertised, we thought, oh yeah, I'll go and see that. So I think, that it wasn't necessarily, a loss leader at that sort of point, but I think it was more of a case that we could do this in a different way, without straying too much from the original material. We don't sort of drastically change a lot of things, even though we have made a cut of one song.
Yeah, we cut Paper Lies.
Yeah.
And I think that
fit the
makes
narrative that way,
sense.
yeah.
Because it was the one that was shoehorned in, really.
Yeah.
And also, I think for me, it just makes sense to go from, after you finish Now Wash Your Hands, to go to Brave.
Yeah,
It just seems logical.
I was really against it until we decided to rewatch the film, and then realised that they cut it as well. And you think, oh, right, okay.
That's some devotion rewatching the film. I have to say. Not something I'm prepared to do in this
It's as
podcast.
mad as a box of frogs, isn't it? But it was interesting to see that. So yeah, we're not a tribute band, even though we play in a lot of tribute bands. We are doing a retelling because we basically found an angle, which I found by mistake, almost. Well, not by mistake, but we were watching the 2002 version of Brave at Breen. Was it Breen?
Yeah.
But that's where we're doing a lot of our catching up.
That's my favorite live version of Brave.
And they changed the date of the original news story. It was 1988 on there. I didn't say this to you, did I?
No.
And it suddenly occurred to me, well, I was 17 in 1988. And so I would have been the right age. So why don't we then fast forward, 30, 20 more odd years on, and be that same woman retelling the story of the events all those years ago? And then suddenly, yes, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
We can do this without me pretending to be a 17-year-old. I mean, H can get away with it, but yeah. he wrote it, so he's allowed. Whereas I thought, right, that's the way in, and that's the way we framed it, and I think that's why we were really excited to do it.
So these are 3 gigs at the moment in the UK, aren't they?
Mm.
Do
Yeah,
you want to tell us where they are?
Yeah, that's the first one's at 45 Live in Kidderminster. The second one is Southside in Lincoln, and the third one is Manchester Academy 3.
Okay.
All in October on a Thursday, consecutive Thursdays. And then maybe more.
10th, 17th, and 24th. We've got to finalise the tickets for Southside.
Yeah, that's just
but,
admin. But yeah, they'll be going on sale. The other 2 are on sale already.
Yeah.
And
We'll
yeah,
put links on.
Yeah, we'll put some links under this. So.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, cool. Yeah. But yeah, we wanted to do a few more, and it was a case of when we were booking this. It was before that we'd had our feature in Prog magazine, and because we were a Limelight band, and the issue before, and I think no one knew really who we were, and a lot of people still don't know who we are on the prog scene, but a few more people.
I think more people are talking about you. You're also on the lineup for Highway 24 in Leeds as well, aren't you?
That's right.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that with Magenta headlining there.
That's September, isn't it? September 21st, I want to say.
Yes. Yeah. We're getting asked to do a few more festivals now, so that's great. Sort of getting the name out there, and I think doing these gigs is also a way of just getting ourselves in front of our target audience. Which when we look round a Marillion gig, we think, this is our target audience here, absolutely. And so it made sense to either do Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, or do Brave, I think, and it might be something in the future we might do a different tribute to a certain album, although there's less for me to do.
Well, I've already thought of a Pink Floyd angle, but obviously so Sharon said that it's harder to
less
fit Sharon's vocals into it, although we could still do Great Gig in the Sky. But my thought was I would really love to do this, but probably wouldn't be quite so popular, is to do all the long songs.
That's going to be a long night.
Yeah, Echoes.
Oh yeah.
Dogs.
Yeah.
All the parts of Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
Sounds good to me.
The whole lot of To My Heart Mother.
Craig, despite what he said, Craig is a Floyd fan.
Oh, right.
Big Floyd fan. But the thing is, you could get away with the Floyd stuff quite easily, because you got to think the lyrics for the last 2 studio albums were written by Polly. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So female angle. Yeah. I mean,
so you've got a female angle there straight away.
I sing like a man anyway, so I think I have got a darker alto voice, I think. So I think male songs suit me anyway, so I don't think that's a problem.
No.
But
no, the other 3 guys that are playing with you, are they sort of regular musicians that you play with, or how did they get involved?
Yeah, I mean, well, 2 of them are on the Depth circuit with us that we've met along the way. So Kit Marsden, he plays a lot with 90s Jam as it is now, and other little bits and pieces. He's a very talented keyboard player. And Dan Hudson, he's also played with Ultra 90s and other people, and we've chose those 2 as well.
The soul singer who I keep forgetting the name of.
Oh, Alexander O'Neill. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, look, there we go.
The pussy has made an appearance.
There's Izzy.
It's cat time.
Hello, Izzy.
Hello. Right, there you go. You could get your bum out your face there, cat.
There's the cat's arse.
Yay. But those are both sort of musicians.
And on bass is an old friend of mine, Dan McGlade. He does the circuit around Bradford, and he was the bass player in the first band I ever joined way back when we were both at college. We were going to be the next Pink Floyd, Rush, Led Zeppelin, whatever it was.
Back when it really wasn't even
less
cool.
When it was less cool. I think what I didn't really appreciate back then is that Pink Floyd's always been cool. I just didn't really realise it. But anyway, so we were going to be big back then, and but unfortunately geography got in the way of the band going any further. Yeah, but yeah, we recently made contact again a few years back, and since he's played bass on Lit by Lightning. He was on most of the tracks where there's bass guitar. And yeah, it's just great working with him again.
And they're all prog fans, as I say, as 2 Stephen Wilson fans, and Dan. Well,
Dan's a big Geddy Lee fan, yeah, but he loves the whole prog scene.
Yeah, well, he denies it, but he came to see Brave when we saw it in Town Country.
He definitely came.
He doesn't remember it. He said he remembers the Wembley one, but he doesn't.
It was the Forum then.
The Forum,
yeah. It changed its name to the Forum by then. Yes. Yeah. No, he definitely came to see it.
Yeah, it's really weird, and it full circle as it comes around again, and now we're performing these songs because
30 years later.
30 years later.
Jesus,
God,
frightening that, isn't it? Yeah.
And I still think yesterday I was only 9.
Yeah, same here.
Just my IQ.
And have you got some other gigs as well as the ones that we've talked about then? Are there more gigs later in the year?
We've got Danfest, another prog festival.
Oh yeah. Is that the musician?
Yeah.
Leicester, yeah.
Love the musician.
Have you been to the musician?
Yeah.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's great.
I absolutely love that venue.
That's why we met Robbers not so long ago, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
What, at the musician?
Yeah, at the
pedal
it was
show.
That pedal show.
Oh yes, yes,
with Andy Timmons.
Yeah, so he'd gone along to watch their live show because obviously he was going to do a podcast with them.
Yeah,
which has now been on, isn't it?
It's out, yeah.
And he was just there being a punter, just was watching, and Martin was too scared to go across and say hello, so I said, "Come on," and dragged him across and said hello and had a nice little chat.
They say never meet your heroes, don't they? Yeah, so that's why I was a bit scared too.
Right,
he was lovely.
Yeah,
He really was. Yeah.
Yeah, we had him on. Well, we interviewed him back in June.
We interviewed him in the Manchester Rotary gigs. Yeah.
He was absolutely lovely. He was. It was great.
Yeah.
Really chatty. But yeah, the musician's a great venue, and Danfest goes from strength to strength. I think Danny puts on a great festival each year.
Danny's a great prog promoter and prog,
and he's been a good champion for us as well.
Yeah, we supported Iron the Manic Whale. That was with Danny.
Great gig as
they
well. They were
fantastic. Yeah, you're into your prog, check that out.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to get to Highway 24, and I'm going to pick one of the Brave gigs. It might be the Lincoln one actually, but I'll pick one of them and get along to that. I don't think I'll get Craig to Highway 24. He doesn't really do Magenta there. Too out there for him.
See what my work schedule's like for October.
Too out there. Well, Highway 24 September, but we'll talk offline about that. And so for folks that haven't heard you, your 2 albums are on streaming, aren't they?
Yes, they're on Spotify, so we're quite happy for people to discover us through Spotify.
Bandcamp as well.
Bandcamp, if they want to actually
that
put
way
money in their pocket.
We get the money and not Taylor Swift.
You can actually buy it through Fiercely Independent Records, which is a little label which supports us as well, so you can buy it that way. So there's various ways that people can support us out there, but we've even though Spotify it doesn't do us any favors, at least it gets us out to a wider audience, so and
at least if somebody hears it, they've got a good chance to come to a gig. So
exactly. And it's a great way of getting back into Marillion's back catalogue, as we had to over all those years, because we thought, how many albums? I was like, Jesus. And then at the time when we were poor, it was just like Fear had come out, and we thought, well, we can get it on our Amazon free streaming thing, and of course Amazon puts it on shuffle if you don't pay them money. And trying to listen to Fear on shuffle really didn't work. So
we haven't reviewed Fear yet. It's going to be quite contentious when we do.
Okay.
I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but that's all I need to say about that.
You say how much stuff they've released. We're up to this will be like nearly, it was a bit episode 58 or 59 or something like that of the podcast, and we haven't even touched the bloody surface yet.
Come on, I mean, how long did it take for H to get round to it on TCT?
Well, we started off, our first episode proper was half an hour on Misplaced Childhood. We did Brave, and we did it over
Three.
four
Three.
episodes. Three
Three.
episodes.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
things are getting longer. We'll have to revisit Misplaced because we didn't really give it enough time. But
Well, we're getting into our first birthday soon, so you want to do it after our first birthday, don't you?
yeah. But we like to cover as many different angles as we can, and that's why you guys are on here as fans, but also a chance to talk about your gigs coming up. I really hope some of our listeners will attend these gigs. And as I say, we'll try and get along to them and review it when we do come along as well. So
Yeah, absolutely.
there'll be more on it, more about that when it happens. Tickets, are the links for tickets on your website as well, or?
They should be. If they're
Right.
not, they're certainly on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Because I seem to remember the last podcast we did for Progzilla, we said, "Oh yeah, we need to sort that out on our actual website."
Shall I have a
And,
look?
yeah, I think they are. But they are. You can certainly get them direct from the venues as well.
Yeah.
The link should be up for two of them.
We'll put the links for the first and the third one up because I don't think Lincoln's actually on sale yet. Is
it's they should be. I think they're all on holiday at the moment, bless them. They're all
Okay.
volunteers at Southside, but it's a wonderful little venue.
And then whereabouts are you guys based?
We're in a little village called Ruskington near Sleaford,
Oh, right, okay.
which is sort of about
20 miles south of Lincoln.
Lincoln, yeah.
Yeah,
So Lincoln's our big main city.
Yeah.
It's a lovely place to live. Yeah, it's got more hills than people think it has, and it's
So this has taken a while to download.
our internet rubbish today.
This is the Mac I use for porn, so it's full of bugs.
It's booked to hell. Check your credit cards.
Naughty Nora wants to be my friend. Really?
In your area, yes.
She's in my area. Gosh.
Oh yeah, we've got
John, are you advertising again?
So
told you
not allowed
about this
to
before.
advertise.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a different hat again, isn't it, Martin? Yeah, music doesn't always pay the bills, but yeah, we can always buy, yeah.
and so you gig regularly
there's a gig
doing
for
the
everything, you know.
as well as Candacraig. Then you gig regularly doing the tribute stuff still.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's we're more or less out every weekend, mainly with ABBA and occasionally 80s rock and occasionally naughty, dirty ditties as well. So those three sort of pay the bills. I do a little bit teaching as well, singing teaching, and but yeah, it's nice to be able to say that we are professional musicians and we make our money purely from doing this. It would be just nice to get a little bit more from the originals, but it'll come, you know. At the
I
end
think
of
it's
the day,
building for
there's
you.
a lot
It feels like it is. I hope you guys feel like it is.
Yeah, it's certainly on an upwards trajectory, I think,
Yeah,
and things are happening. I
Certainly
think
the last 3 months, things suddenly rushed forward, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Well, it's good if it's the last 3 months because generally in the music biz, unless you're doing festivals and things and stuff like that, they always say that, you know, June, July, August is really, really quiet. So hopefully once you get into the autumn, you know, things will really start moving.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I think so. People have stopped coming out from holidays and discovering us even more. But so eventually, you know, we won't need to necessarily play anybody else's songs, you know, like Marillion's even, but I think it's rather nice to do. And yeah, we're doing a little bit of something different with the ending as well. Playing a little bit of music, which I'm not sure they've ever played live, though I might be wrong on that.
Okay,
We're
we'll talk about that offline, shall we?
Yes.
Keep the spoilers out.
Don't spoil your
Yeah, a
ending.
bit of spoilers.
No.
Yeah. Maybe I should keep a little bit of mystique, but yeah.
So yes, the ticket links are definitely up there. So if you go to the Candacraig website and go to tour dates.
Yes.
I can't say tour dates without thinking of John Paul Jones in the song remains the same. But yes, scroll down a bit. There's Highway 24 at the top there.
Yeah.
And then it's Candacraig presents a retelling of Marillion's Brave. And
should we go?
Yeah, shall we?
That sounds cool.
I think we probably had better to it.
Yeah, probably best you do. Yeah.
And remember to get on the stage.
Yeah.
and not fall off it.
Yes, I have been known to get lost backstage. I have the worst sense of direction, and I have been known to walk into a cupboard instead of the dressing room. Yeah, that's me. But
That's
yeah,
Spinal Tap, though, isn't it?
it is completely.
Yeah.
And only yesterday we were gigging, and I didn't fall off the stage, but I did fall off a hay bale.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Martin's got a wireless bug, so he goes out into the crowd, which were quite sparse at this festival in Matlock, and we ended up sort of playing
They
with the
had
kids.
hay bales.
Yes.
For seats.
You've fallen over a shrubbery as well before now.
Well, into a
shrubbery, yeah.
Not over a shrubbery.
Martin likes to get out there and sometimes look around and I thought, where blooming hell has he gone? And yeah, he'll be outside standing on the boot of our car, on the roof of our car playing a solo.
I think there's a documentary in this, guys, isn't there? I've not thought of that.
that won't. Yes, we could title it "Tours with My Guitar." Places I've seen whilst playing a guitar solo. Yeah.
Yes.
Wouldn't last very long.
Yeah. Places I've seen, the inside of a cupboard.
Toilets I've been to.
hay bales I've been on.
Yeah.
Can I just stress that none of that will be happening during the Brave shows?
Probably not. We'll be the most serious that we've ever had to be honest, which is going to be quite a test actually, because we do often have a lot of banter, don't we, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the first half will be the fun
Is
stuff.
the first half is the 5-piece as well?
Yes, that was the great thing is we'll have a 5-piece on tap, so we'll think right, let's use them for both. So we are our own support act, which is quite handy. And so we can't wait to like gig with the full band. It's just going to be so much nicer.
Yeah, it's just a concept that because you'd noticed that there were tribute bands going out that were actually getting local bands to support them.
Like a music box or musical box. A Genesis tribute has done it.
Yeah.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they'll get a prog band, an up and coming prog band to do a set before they start, which is great. And I think there should be more of that. Yeah.
So we thought, well, let's do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a great idea. It's a great idea. And I hope people support it and get out and see you.
Are you going to record it as well or not?
Well, maybe there might be scope to do that.
We do know people and places where we could do that. So it might be a possibility.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll either maybe do that at the end of those shows, at the end of the year. We might look at doing some down south because we've not actually got any south venues at all. So if there's demand for it, we might do it again, or we might just leave it as just these 3 gigs and that's that, because at the end of the day, it's the 30th anniversary this year, and there's not really any need to do it beyond that unless people are absolutely clamoring for it, in which case we'll relent.
Yeah.
So we can put either of those into the final edit of the pod. So just let us know what the final answer is.
Okay.
Keep both in.
Well, look, thank you very much for coming on to the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. It's been great to talk to you. The gigs sound really exciting. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
And you've got a couple of new fans for your music as well, even if it's just us two.
Well, that's it's sort of unintentional and actually was intentional at the end of the day, wasn't it? I suppose if you think about it, yeah. It's in the part of the grand plan.
It's really good. It's really good, and I can't wait to hear the next album. So yeah, fantastic.
Just really enjoyed this. It's been a good laugh.
Yeah. I hope you two have enjoyed it as well. Thank you for coming on. So thanks to Sharon and Martin from Candacraig.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
That's all right. Thank you to Craig, my co-host.
Oh, as ever, I'm here.
Right. It's good night from me.
And it's good night from him.
Take care.
Good night.
And stay alive.
Stay alive.
Hey.
Thanks for listening to Planet Marzipan Podcast. Please like and subscribe from whichever platform you get your podcasts from. You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com and check out Marillion.com, fishmusic.scot or fishmusic.eu for all the good stuff.